Greetings, this is the Ghetto Free Press, and I've just arrived in Meigs, Georgia. I also see that it seems as if though another TV station, WLB, will be here. And I'm glad about that. I just left Gordon. I did some videos in Gordon, Georgia, and they seem to have the same problem as I've stated so many times before. Wherever there's black mayors in the state of Georgia, it seems like this is the case. Well, we're going to go in tonight and we're going to witness what takes place. Once again, it is my belief in the state of Georgia that you have a right to know what is going on with the people that you voted into office. I'm not the big news reporters, but I'll tell you one thing, the little camera says a lot. And we do it because I served this country for over 21 years, and you have a right to know. Too many of your children, your sons and your daughters have died in wars of this great nation. The first person that died in the Revolutionary War was Crispus Attucks, and he was a black man. So we have a right to vote. We had to fight to get that right to vote. In the same manner, we had to fight just to get a drink of water from a water fountain or use public accommodations. And so tonight I want you all to walk in. I want you to go in with me, and let's just take a look at how the meetings are conducted here in the state of Georgia under the leadership of our Republican Governor, Nathan Deal. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press. Let's go and let's see what's going on. Bye-bye. We gone.
No, we said 3 minutes. When you get it, we said 3. We need to.
Because I thought we were going to do 10 minutes. I'm sorry. That's something else we'll table at the next meeting.
Yeah, let's table for 3 minutes.
Okay. Mr. Lane, do you think you can talk in 3 minutes? You're next on this.
Gotta get 3 minutes or 5?
Yes, 3, 5.
Used to be 10 minutes when you were on the agenda. Well, evidently I couldn't get put on the agenda. When I wanted to get on the agenda, she said, well, I found some new papers and I can't find the form to go with the papers.
He's on the agenda to speak.
So, she never did find the form. I drafted an open record letter to the City Hall, want some information, never got it. Sent it to Tom McCollum's office, never got it, but that's okay. I represent some of the concerned citizens on what's been going on.
We need to ask them not to do any personal attacks.
I believe I have a full counsel.
Before we call
I
them,
believe that I can talk.
if you use personal attacks, we'll not need to.
And that's, I believe in freedom of speech. I believe the citizens are not getting the time to speak. They're not getting put on the agenda. They're not being heard. And I take it real seriously. And the reason I take it real seriously is because, what's the name of the road I again? But I fought in Vietnam, and I take that real seriously. I had a couple of friends here in this town that fought in Vietnam with me, and I fought for my country, so I believe I need and have a right like anyone that should have the First Amendment. I believe my civil rights have been broken because I have not been able to express my opinion on what's going on in our town. As chief for 28 years, I've never seen such a mess in all my life. And I'm really questioning the fact of who authorized asphalt to be put over the church on one of the councilman's rental property. That's private property, misuse of taxpayers' funds.
Where is it? Where would you? I
There's
didn't
some
understand where
asphalt
he said.
over there at your, that building you're in. Who did that?
No, the city is this is my call. This is the mayor's call. Our next person is not here. So this man has some valid points. So we're gonna give him his right to speak. This is a freedom of speech around here. And we've got to give due diligence.
Madam Mayor, he does not have facts. He does not have facts on what he's talking about.
Well, he's asking for who he needs to.
But he needs
I have
facts.
any witnesses out there seeing the asphalt being put over there?
It should be put over there because the city messed it up. The city messed it up. And so they were only fixing what they broke.
I don't want to argue about it.
We just have order.
I don't think it's right.
But you need facts, that's what's not right. You
We
need
got
facts.
facts.
Okay, y'all, we're
Okay.
wasting his time by interrupting him.
Let's move on to section 1685, theft of services. This is code, Georgia code. It says, a person commits the offense of theft services when, by deception and with the intent to avoid payment, he knowingly obtains services, accommodations, entertainment, or the personal property which is available for compensation. Well, when you go put asphalt, I didn't get none on my driveway. I don't know anybody else did either, but one or two people. But when you do that, you're using the taxpayers' money, and that's definitely not right. I can't see it. You violated the oath because you don't want to answer none of our open records letters, and when you do, you want to charge us $500. And I think it's wrong that that's taxpayers' money. That's what I mean, if you go out to the asphalt company, get the bill, and probably what it is like it used to be, probably tax exempt for the city, and you take 3 or 4 workers over there and they don't work on your property, put asphalt on, that's against law.
The water, the things was busted, and the water ran and washed out the street, that's why they had
And
to,
you couldn't put dirt in.
they put what they used.
Okay, well that's
Well, your 3 minutes up.
That's good. My question to the magistrate in Thomas County and to our attorney is, not to Mr. Coleman, because we're going to be fighting our own taxpayers' money, is have they broke the law? Can we charge them and get warrants on them?
They didn't break the law, Jimmy.
He's
It
asking
was
the attorney.
okay, it was okay to put that asphalt over there because the city main busted and washed it out. We made the decision to fix that road and put the asphalt back. Council did. She
You
didn't
couldn't
do
put
it.
dirt. Well, that's not the only place asphalt been
And we
put.
did it right down here on Mr. Lenny Nicholson's also, and there's about $5 worth of spillage over on his
Okay.
property. You go look at the flag,
That's
get
fine.
your facts, Jimmy.
That's fine.
Okay?
That's
You
what
wanted
it
an
is.
explanation, I gave
That's
you.
what it is, okay. Okay, from the time the mayor tried to take office, she was taken out of office or tried to, then you've done this and that. Now,
I know, right?
now my question is, not only was she arrested, then her brothers were arrested this week, is that not so? So, we asked our question, some people want to know, is this called racial profiling? These policemen, Mr. Drew, I believe, and whatever, because this is one family, Linda first, then her 2 brothers. I'm wondering about the question of what's going on. Is the police department being used for one certain person's use to sick on some of the citizens? That's all I got to say. Questions?
This is why we need our citizens to have their voice to speak. They need, if the citizens want to have 3 minutes each, that's why one person, it won't take one person 10 minutes to say what they need to say. If we allow our citizens 3 minutes to speak, I think we're taxpayers. We're paying salaries for people that work for our city, don't even live here, and have more voice than what we have to say about where we pay taxes at. And another thing is, these are concerns that the council needs to know about, where we're violating that. If we don't know these things, then we're more apt to get a charge for it.
Listen, but you know something, Madam Mayor, some of these things that, these accusations that are coming forth, does not have nothing to do with the council.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Some of the
You're out of
things
order.
that,
You're out of order.
some of the things that.
I made a motion.
I don't.
Because one thing, to leave out of a council meeting without the mayor adjourning, that's a violation too.
I did.
Yeah, we're to the end. That's why I don't see why it's such a big deal that we do it in an orderly manner.
He left because he was trying to find out if he could do something for, like, our older people, have something up here.
We said we were gonna table that.
Yeah, but if y'all table everything else is legal.
Well, ma'am, let me tell you one thing. I want to clear that up. The reason why we're having to table everything, because I've been shut out of the city hall. I don't know anything that's going on within the city.
Well, that's not our fault.
Yes, it's something, it might not be your fault, but it's the people that elected the mayor to do his duty. It's the council's fault, because I have not been allowed that chance. I think this information that I'm getting here is late. I should have known this before the meeting, like all the other council members. And I don't want to get out of control, but this is why everything's having to be tabled, because the mayor don't know what's going on. The mayor don't even know about the bills because I've been locked out, keys been taken, and so forth.
They didn't do it for nothing.
We didn't know, I mean, all this stuff.
Right, and as taxpayers, you need to know.
Thing it is, you're going back over months that's done past when we need to go forward.
Exactly.
We need to get it straight and go forward and forget about what's done happened in the past.
That's right. Let's go ahead and go forward.
Is there been a vote on the motion to adjourn?
Pardon? Well, if we can sit down and act like people and do it the proper way, we can. Because y'all talking, I can't hear. I mean, we gotta get some order. Who said, who motion? Bye-bye. Who's that? I haven't seen. Okay.
Once again, this is a meeting that I've never seen a meeting like this before. I thought we was getting along in an orderly manner, but found out that it was not that. This brings another city council meeting to a close here in Meigs, Georgia. We had a very interesting meeting, and not only was it interesting, it was peaceful and it was professional to a degree. But later on we found out that the same thing happens. It seemed like in the state of Georgia, they want to continue to suppress the citizens, and they don't want the citizens to be heard, and so they give you a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And they make it extremely difficult for you to get on the agenda. I believe I've been told, now I know I've been told, you have to get on the agenda 10 days prior before the city council meeting. And well, Valdosta is a metro city, and well, we just leave it like this. I hope that somewhere that the governor of the state of Georgia, or Georgia Attorney General, or Secretary of State, or whoever is responsible for the peaceful operations of city government in the state of Georgia will come to Meigs and these other locations, especially where black mayors have been elected by a majority vote in the state of Georgia. And just maybe this can be corrected, and so we can look like professionals, not only in the state of Georgia, but around the world. This is the Ghetto Free Press, reporting what others do not even believe you want to know. But I think you want to know. I mean, your sons and your daughters are in uniforms at Fort Benning, Moody Air Force Base, Alford Air Force Base, Nebraska. I think we just have a right to know under our form of government. Peace. This is the Ghetto Free Press, and here's an interview. What's your name, brother?
My name is Calvin Eason.
Okay, Mr. Eason, can you tell me, first of all, What did you think of the meeting tonight?
I think it was absurd. I think that here they give the mayor doesn't know anything. Just like all of the paperwork on the minutes, the bills, she knows anything. She don't know anything about it. Everything that was brought to her was new to her. She never gets a chance to know anything because, just like she said, she been locked out. They've taken the keys from her. She don't even have an office. So at this point right here, everything that comes in the city council is new to the mayor.
So for her, if she would have just went on and signed those papers, she wouldn't know what she was signing. Is that correct?
Exactly. She wouldn't know what she was signing because the mayor pro tem signs everything. And I'm glad that she didn't sign it and she passed it on to the mayor pro tem, the one that's been signing everything in the first place.
Well, what do you think about when the meeting first started? Don't you think it was running real smooth and peaceful? I thought it was real smooth and peaceful.
Yes, I thought everybody was on the same page. I thought everything was going to be, was going to go smooth. But as it progressed, it got a little bit worse.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that they have made it so difficult for people to get on the agenda? The white Caucasian brother, do you know his name?
Yes, Jimmy Layden.
Jimmy Layden seemed like he have done everything he could, and so they only give you 3 minutes to speak. I'm glad the mayor decided to give him more time. But what does that say about our form of government in the state of Georgia? It seems like they don't want to hear from us, or what?
Our form of government needs to be revised. Just like Jimmy Layden was saying that he need more than 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes to introduce yourself. We all need a chance to speak and be heard. Now, at this point, we're not being heard because we have the city administrator, whatever she proclaims to be. She doesn't give us a chance.
Well, excuse me, but why do you think that the city attorney don't step in and at least give some kind of guidance or instructions? Why you reckon that?
Well, he's not the city attorney.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the colleagues, someone that the city attorney sends in. We haven't seen the city attorney but once since the mayor has been sworn in.
Okay, when I looked across the street, I see a group of people over there, and those are elected officials, I believe. And should not they be over here with the people? Why are they in a group over there? It seems like all the people that was in opposition of the mayor is over there. The citizens are over here. Why do you reckon that is?
Because they're against the mayor and they're against the citizens that put the mayor in the position as mayor.
Now, I was up here earlier last week when I came to the other council meeting, and although no one seemed to address that this meeting was rescheduled, I don't even know if the mayor knew that the other meeting had been rescheduled. But now I also found out she was arrested last Saturday. And do you know why she was arrested the other Saturday?
Well, she had gone in to ask to see some of the records. And the lady, for some reason, told her that she shouldn't be back there behind the counter. And she said that she, as the mayor, she should be able to see some of the records or to be able to go into the room where the records are. The lady said that she couldn't. Okay, and she wanted to use the car to go to a meeting, and they said that she couldn't, but some of the councils can use the car. The police officers use the car to go back and forth home and to work, because at one meeting they said that the police officers can't take the police cruisers home. So in turn, they came up with another avenue to be able to get back and forth. So they started using the Mercury Marquis or the Crown Vic, whichever it is, to go back and commute back and forth for themselves.
Okay, I got two. That's the president of the Thomas County NAACP. We have her here today. Thank you for being here, sister.
Okay.
And we can see the NAACP is at least in a representative. They are here to hear a little bit of what's going on. And let me ask you another. It's two questions I want to ask you. Number one, you said something about you being, who was arrested out here? Something you said about out here, y'all were doing something. What, you explain that for me?
My brother and I was sitting right here, which is 111. This is the street.
Okay.
My brother was parked right here on his work truck.
Mm-hmm.
I came from work, I pulled up right here behind him.
Mm-hmm.
My sister was talking to one of the citizens on the other side of the street.
When you say your sister, who's that?
The mayor.
The mayor. Okay, all right, go ahead. Thank you.
The post office is right there. I was going to go to the post office and retrieve our mail.
Yes, sir.
We all has the same post office box.
Yes.
But once I seen her with the mail in her hand, I continued to speak with my brother.
Yes. And what's his name?
Edward Easton.
Has he ever been in any trouble with law enforcement before?
No, not something serious, you know.
I'm not with the city or nothing. No kind of problem. Okay, go ahead.
And while we were sitting here, we seen the city, what you call her, the administrator or whatever she.
What's her name? You know her name?
Marsha DeMoga.
Okay.
And her and Willie Charles Williams pulls up. He gets out the truck and he opens the door so she can go in. 3 minutes later, the police officer Drew came around. He went inside. So at that point, my brother and I was still standing there. He came up, gave me my mail. We talked for a few seconds, and then he left. I left. My sister left. Friday afternoon, I got off from work and I was washing my truck. I heard my brother says that she got a warrant for my arrest. So I'm like, I know that is not what I just heard. So I walked across the street and I asked my brother, who took a warrant out of you? He said, Marsha DeMoga. I said, why did she take out a warrant on you? He said, she didn't just take a warrant on me, she took one on you too. So I'm like, for what? And so he commenced to telling me this criminal trespassing and what have you, and we need to turn ourselves in at least about 10 o'clock. And so this is when we found out we was being arrested. I mean, we had a warrant.
So you were arrested?
Yes.
Well, who was this man arrested at one of the public meetings? Who was he? There was somebody they escorted out of the meeting a few weeks ago. Who was he?
That was my brother. That was Edward Easton. And they're saying that he can't come into the council meeting because he would be trespassing.
So you're saying that he have been denied the right to attend a public meeting? Have they discontinued where he don't have to pay taxes anymore?
No.
He still pay taxes?
Pay taxes. And this lady, Marsha DeMoga, doesn't even live here. My sister.
I hear that a lot. Wait a minute, I hear that a lot. Now, what you mean by she don't live here?
Marsha DeMoga, which is the city clerk, city administrator, which the councils awarded her all the mayor's administrative powers, which they say that that's something that she can do. Okay, I don't see how that the mayor can hire someone and can't fire them. Okay, and on top of that, now that since she's hired her, they're turned their back on her.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
And now they are terrorizing her.
Okay. Let me ask you one other question. Do you see an end of the tunnel for all of this? Do you see any daylight?
It needs to be, but at this point, until the mayor gain control or get some kind of control of our city, I don't see anything happening.
Do you think she should be forced to get control, or do you think that somebody in the state of Georgia should step in and ensure under our form of government everybody has a boss? So it seems like somebody ought to come in here and straighten this out, because after all, the people here probably think it's just Meigs, but they got the same thing in Gordon, Georgia, Davisboro, Georgia, Dawson, Georgia got some problems, and other mayors have called me, and so it seems like this is a pattern in practice, and there's maybe other people need to come in and look into this situation.
Yes, I do. I feel like it should be someone out there that knows the city charter and the form of government that we're under, that can come in and at least give some kind of advice to the mayor. Everyone that the mayor tries to reach and try to find out what's going on and how can she find out what can she do about the situation. Everybody tells her that she has to have an attorney. Okay. And just as well as...
Well, okay, let's bring it into a close. Let's close it out now. But I really want you to respond to, I keep forgetting his name, the white brother. He talked about asphalt, and they made it seem as if though the council members on both ends seemed to believe that he didn't have any justification for complaining about asphalt going down, and the city did not violate any law. What do you think about that?
Well, the thing about that is they're talking about the washout. When it rained and when it's cold and it froze, all the pipes burst. Well, the water ran down her way, but did not wash out her driveway. It washed out the drain pipe, but they put the asphalt in her yard, in her church yard ground, and didn't fix the drain pipe. Now, to this day, that drain pipe still needs some asphalt there.
Well, my question to you is, how do you know what you're saying is true?
Because I work for the city of Meigs, and I know that's what they done. And she pretty much said that they did that because the washout, the water washed out of her parking lot. But that's not true. The water washed down to the drain and washed the drain out. They put the rock there for whatever purpose they, feel like they put it there for. I feel like for bribery.
Well, can I ask you another question? Why do you feel, what do you think about the meeting tonight?
Well, the way I feel, they keep jumping up leaving. And they keep jumping up leaving, they need to just get rid of all of them and bring some new people in there. And if London, the mayor, they should let her be involved in something. And like they were talking about filling that hole up there, over there where I stay at, that ditch run down there. And I comes up town, I tell them about that ditch, it rolled up down and by the water wash, it got up to the top. And when it rained, all that water run all in my yard. All behind me is a swamp. But every time they can go fix everything else, but when I tell them about doing something, they tell me it's too wet. People from the city supposed to come down there, from Thomasville, gonna come down there and do it.
Okay, now why do you think it's so hard for citizens to get on the agenda to speak to the people that they elected into office? Why do you think, why it's so hard? The white man said, what's his name again?
Jimmy Layton.
Jimmy Layton said he done tried over and over again to get on the agenda and they won't let him on.
No, they don't want nobody to come in here and say nothing no more. They don't go up there riding the boat. The same way they do London, that's the way they do it everybody else.
When I noticed that the mayor didn't give out no certificates, I thought certificates and awards and things normally is given out by the mayor. The mayor didn't even know what was going on.
See, I don't understand that. And then if they give it the other people more
credit, recognition, authority.
More credit and authority in the mayor.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that's right.
Okay, what's your name?
Mary Holtis.
Okay, what's your name, my beautiful brother? Calvin Eason, thank you so much. Thank you all for lending a voice to share. One other question for you. Why do you think, as hard as this situation is over here, that the local television, radio stations, and newspapers seem to not be here?
I don't know. We've been trying to figure it out too.
We thank God for Channel 10. They were here, but why is it that they seem as if though they don't want this news to get out?
Seems like they're in the same little codes together. We've been trying to get on the news channel here, the newspaper, Patty Dozier, try to get her here, but she won't come when we have our council meetings or anything. But she's sure to post anything there is bad about the mayor or the mayor's family. Or she gets that on the news and she have 2 or 3 pages of that. Okay. We've had to run the longest column there been in this last paper.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, the Ghetto Free Press, George Boss Rhymes in Meigs, Georgia, doing what I do because you got a right to know about it. Quitman 10+2. Thank you for not plea bargaining when you knew you had done nothing wrong. Yet David Miller, Brad Sheila, and others took you down and called you to stand and spend your money for a cause that you knew was unjustified. We are on the state capitol to say to the governor of the state of Georgia, when will this charade end? And when can the people of Brooks County return back to being respected as citizens of the state of Georgia with the best intent of voting and encouraging others to vote, even by absentee ballots? Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press, honoring and recognizing the Quitman 10+2 Lula Smart trial for the second time have ended up in a mistrial. And yet, nobody have talked about charges being brought up for alleged federal violations of the law or by state law of taking ballots home. We had better wake up, y'all. This is not covered in the news because they don't want you to know. But under our form of government, you have a right to know. Bye-bye. Go. This is the Ghetto Free Press. On behalf of the Quitman 10+2 and the attorneys that represent you, Simmons Law Firm, Carla Walker, and Shaveen King. Thank you for standing up for voting rights and the Quitman 10+2. You are our heroes and sheroes. Thank you for not selling out. Thank you for not punking out. And thank you for carrying on the real dream of our beloved nation. Thank you for standing up for voting rights in South Georgia. We believe that the Quitman 10+2 are innocent. And so you gave us your all and all in defending them in 2 trials that have ended up in mistrials. Yet the state of Georgia have not even addressed the ill process of how a postal worker mishandled official mail, or how absentee ballots was taken home. Yet you stand and you are trying to defend voting rights. Once again, we say to you, thank you on behalf of all the righteous in the state of Georgia. Bye-bye. Here we go. This clip, or this video, is by the Ghetto Free Press, George Boston Rhines, in honor of Shaveen King and attorney Benjamin Crump. In the case of Kendrick Johnson and the Quitman 10+2. Attorneys that are standing up for the best in the American dream and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other freedom fighters in the state of Georgia. Thank you all. And thank God for the Quitman 10+2 and Lula Smart for not plea bargaining and standing up for your innocence. May God bless you, and may the record forever reflect that you refused to punk out under pressure. And we the people appreciate what you have done along the lines of voting rights. And to all the black elected mayors in Quitman, Georgia, Meigs, Georgia, Dawson, Georgia, Gordon, Georgia, Terrell, Georgia, and other locations around the state of Georgia yet to be identified. Stand your ground and help carry out the best in the American dream and the dream of those freedom fighters who gave their all to make this nation the beacon of hope that it is around the world. This is George Boston Ryan, the Ghetto Free Press. Bye-bye.